Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our RimWorld War Let's Play. So last time around was our first episode, and we, got introduced to all the new characters and what the plan for the series was. So we're gonna get into hopefully more just straight up gameplay today. I have done some planning for the base. I'll show you guys that in just a second. But before we get to that, obviously we're being raided. This is our first raid, and it's only one guy, a guy by the name of Nolan with a big ass Bowie knife, and he's 26 years old. He's a drifter from the Slicer organization, whoever those guys are. I guess they really like knives. But anyways, he is a factory worker. And while he's not very good in combat, he is alright in most, I guess, like, blue collar type occupations. And I think he would make a decent addition to our colony if we're able to take him alive. Because while he's not great at anything yet, he's decent at these particular jobs, and he has some passion for construction, mining, and crafting, which are things that we're always going to need. So I think if we can take him alive, we'll try to capture him and recruit him. He's steadfast, so he resists mental breaks better. He does have a chemical interest, which can at times be a problem. For the most part, though, I just ignore this. It's not as bad as like a chemical fascination. And as long as we don't keep a lot of social drugs around, it's generally not a problem. And even then, as long as you keep them fairly happy, it usually doesn't become one either. So, he's raiding us. We'll deal with him in a second. Everybody's asleep right now, but, given that it's one guy with a knife, I think, 4 soldiers with various types of firearms can probably handle this. Right, before I start the clock, let's kind of go through the plan of the base here so far. I was trying to get some mining done off camera, but as you can see, we didn't get very far. They basically started digging, and then they went to sleep, and then this raid happened. So yeah. Anyways, as we discussed in the last episode, this little area here is going to be our airlock, essentially. So, people will come in, this door will close, and there'll be another door there. We do already have a steel door set up here. I forbade that one from being constructed any further just because we don't need it yet. This is going to be the little entry where everybody's going to have to go through to get to other rooms, so there'll be doors here. So even if they break into the entry, they're still not technically in our base, or at least not in an important part of our base. And then this little sort of offshoot from it on the top there is actually going to be lined with either turrets or some sort of defenses, or even just things for people to set up behind, so that, as this door is being broken, we'll be ready to essentially just destroy anybody that comes through it. And, as they move into the room, we'll have a place to attack them from. Once that's done, off to this side here, we have, hallways, which will lead to bedrooms. The bedrooms are going to be these little 4x5s all over the place. Same on this side, and then since I couldn't make it perfectly even because of, how stuff is laid out here, these are going to be little battery hubs. So we'll just have like 4 batteries in here, 2 on either side, and then more bedrooms. I kind of messed up on the planning right there. All right. And then up here, these larger rooms are going to be, various facilities. I was thinking that this might be Bender's room and also where our research is, so I left enough space here for a high-tech research bench and the multi-analyzer if we decide to put it in there. We may not, but for now, that's what we'll plan to do. And then this room did have to get cut short a little bit, so that might just be a smaller bedroom, or maybe we'll repurpose it. But we have more bedrooms, again, possibly Bender's room, plus research, plus maybe other stuff. He's going to have a lot of things that he's going to do that other people don't, so we'll probably just cram that all in his bedroom. And we may even subdivide his bedroom. We'll see. Maybe he'll have a bedroom with like an officer's, like, workstation office type thing, and then like a research room annexed onto that. This is probably going to be the infirmary right here. I don't know what exactly we'll need in the infirmary. Obviously medical beds and places to store medicine, but beyond that, generally I have my research in the hospital, but in this case my doctor's not the main one doing research, so that's a little bit different. Over here, this is going to be the cafeteria and sort of like lounge where people eat. This is going to be a big freezer, or at least that's the plan. And then I don't know what this will be, probably just a production hub with a bunch of crafting stations. And right here is going to be like our comms area. So our comm station is going to be right smack in the middle, and we'll have some stuff on either side. But yeah, it'll be stuff that somebody can run to in a hurry to do whatever they need. And then this will probably be an armory. We'll just have shelves with guns and stuff, so anybody that isn't equipped or needs to re-equip can run there and, you know, grab a new gun or a helmet or something like that. What else? These little rooms are going to be firing points for the embrasures. So essentially, they'll be able to fire into the airlock. From here, it's going to be embrasured right there with a fence in front of it. I discussed why I do that in the last episode, so maybe go back and watch that one if you haven't already. And out here, I'm going to try something new. And we're essentially going to have double thick embrasures that we can fire out of. That does mean that this particular room is going to be vented to the outside. So, to that end, I've gone ahead and airlocked it. And it makes more sense anyways, because if it gets broken into, at least the rest of the base isn't compromised. But again, temperature will need to be regulated too, so it needs to be airlocked for that. And then these little squares, I was thinking of having maybe like an air duct system. So if these are open to the outside air, I can put like coolers in here and vent the hot air into these rooms, which will just immediately dump it outside. And then obviously they can put the cold air in here. Now we'll probably need to go the other way. I think we're going to have to heat the base rather than cool it, so that will be easier, but that's something that we can do from in here as well. So these will be like temperature control rooms, I think, if I decide to even dig them out. And then I've just kind of set up, you know, hallways branching off in every direction. You can notice that just about every hallway does end in like a single wide where a door will be. That's just to create more sort of layers of defense. Infestations are going to be a real problem here, and so having doors and walls between us and wherever the infestation happens could save somebody's life. So, you know, if it happens in this hallway or in this bedroom, as long as we can get out of that hallway and that bedroom, we should be fine. So we can get here. Again, just more checkpoints to keep things from getting out of hand. And then this hallway is going to continue down to here. This is going to get completely walled off to prevent enemies from attacking us in this direction. And obviously in that walled area, there will be a geothermal generator at some point. Don't know how I'm going to wall this off yet. We may try to utilize this space, maybe build a wall across here and a wall across there or something, and then actually use this for something. We can even dig into that a bit. You guys have seen, or you probably have seen my Warhammer 40k playthrough, so you know I like to utilize any mountain space available. But obviously we have a lot of it, and we are going to dig down into here as well. We may even try to set up some overlapping fields of fire, so as enemies attack this way, they'll be fired at from this direction and that direction, and maybe this one as well. But that's all for the future. So, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and run the clock here. And we'll let Nolan get a little bit closer before waking people up so you guys can rest a little bit longer. I'm going to try really hard to keep him alive. It's going to be difficult though, because all we have are, you know, bolt action rifles, so I'm going to try to put as few holes in him as possible. What is he actually doing? It said he was attacking immediately, so he should be heading straight for us. I'm just worried one of our animals is out and about somewhere and he's going to go try to stab it. There's a lot of ibex over there. Where are you going, man? I honestly don't know what he's doing. Well, I'm pretty sure all my animals are over here. I see 2 horses. Nope, 3 horses. 1, 2, 3, and a dog. Yeah. Apparently he's gonna go fight mega spiders. Okay. That was an interesting choice. Are they gonna eat him? If they go away, we'll try to rescue him. That may have actually worked in our favor. The problem is grabbing him could get somebody eaten by a mega spider because they might outrun us if we're carrying him. I'm gonna send... who is the fastest? Let's see. So 3.68, 3.84. I think it's going to be him. 3.76, 3.69, and I'm guessing you're probably not. 3.69. Okay, so you at 3.84 are the fastest. I need you to go capture him. Oh, right, we need somewhere to actually put him. Well, we could do it there. We could do it like here. Let's do that. Somebody throw a wooden door on that. Cooper, do me a favor and go work on that real quick. Petit, just start marching down there. And by the time you get there, hopefully it will be finished. And hopefully this guy doesn't die as we get there. He has some time. We don't have really any medicine though, so we'll see how this plays out. I'd like to grab his knife too. Those Bowie knives are actually pretty good. It won't deteriorate in there though, so we can actually leave it until we're ready to deal with those mega spiders. I don't know that we're ready yet, but we'll see. We will see. Okay. Is that entire area enclosed? Let's make sure it is enclosed. It probably is, but just to be safe, let's do that. And then let's go to furniture, and we'll just make a regular old sleeping spot right here. We'll mark that for prisoners. Cooper, you can go back to sleep or whatever you want to do. And Petit, I hope you're ready to run like hell, man. It's times like this I wish we had some grenades. But I don't feel like fighting all these guys right now, otherwise I'd just bring everybody down here and clear it out. I don't know that we would be able to win that fight. Oh good, they went to sleep. Perfect timing. Snag him, and off you go. I think that went pretty well. We'll come back for the knife eventually, but like I said, it's not going to deteriorate in there, so there's no rush. No one's not going to need a knife for a while, so yeah. But we'll probably let him keep that knife. It is his. And as we saw, he's not very good in combat, so we're not going to run him as like a soldier. We might dress him as a factory worker. There are a lot of, again, mods I'm running that give us, you know, sort of period accurate clothing. So one of those things is like I can give him overalls, for example. I'll probably put him in like a very blue collar working outfit, and he'll just stay in the base and manufacture stuff for us or build stuff for us. Yeah, I'm cool with that. We're ready to fight. Obviously we want better defenses than what we currently have, but I've got enough firepower, I think, where as long as we can set up behind some rocks, we'll be okay. Petit, you are welcome to go eat or whatever you need to do. And Grace, if you could wake up, and before I do anything else, let's make sure we're not wasting medicine on him. Okay. Prisoner, let's see. We're going to just set to chat and recruit. We can't force him to work yet because we don't have any way to really facilitate that. Why won't it let me prioritize treating him? Oh, there it goes. And Fleming's gonna go roof that off. Okay. So Grace is off to go help him. Our food stores are getting a little low. How are we doing on these plants? It's a bit too cold. That's gonna be a problem. That is gonna be a problem. Well, hopefully it warms up throughout the day. Yeah, it's getting a little bit better. Because that temperature's really hurting us. With the tilled soil, this can get as high as 200%. But because it's so cold outside, it is probably not even going to get close to that. And as long as he, like, barring any major infection, I think he'll be fine. We'll be able to bring him on. That'll be very useful because he is perfect for everything we need right now. You know, mining, building, crafting. That's exactly what we're doing. So, as you can see, I've queued up mining of essentially like a third, maybe a quarter of this entry just to get us to this hallway where we can start mining that out, and then we'll, of course, get the bedrooms dug out. I'm going to start with the smaller ones first, and then I'll worry about probably this bigger one, then we'll do the infirmary. And once we have this part done, I'll probably branch off and do the other side here. I'm not going to worry so much about this extra part. These are just more bedrooms for later. But for now, I think 8 will be more than enough. But we'll see. And apparently she's like standing on his chest while she treats him. Alright, there we go. So he's no longer in any immediate danger. But an infection could still pose a real threat to him. Because I only have 5 medicine. And I don't know if I want to waste it on a prisoner. So even if he does get a bad infection, I may just let it run its course and see what happens. Because even if they get infected, it's not necessarily like a death sentence. They can survive it even without medicine, but the chances are obviously a lot lower. We could also try to find some... Yeah, I was going to say, we could try to just snag some heal root. I'll probably leave it all be for now until I need it, and then I'll worry about grabbing it. Or at least like when I think I'll need it. Oh, there's actually quite a few over here. So yeah, if he gets infected, maybe we'll just harvest some heal root and treat him with that. Because I'm not going to use my good medicine. Oh, cool, we hit some more steel. Cool, cool, cool. I feel like this is going to be pretty slow going for a while. Mountain bases always start very slow. Okay, there we go. One thing I could do is I could... Well, no, it's not a good idea. The way the prisoner labor mod works is you kind of need one jailer and a lot of working prisoners to make it worthwhile. Because somebody has to be watching them. And so if you don't have anybody watching, they won't work. But you don't want one person watching one person work, because that's just not an effective use of their time. Ideally, you want one person watching several. And so putting him to work doesn't really make sense, because Grace would have to come down there and supervise, which means that she's not doing anything. Although, granted, right now, she's probably not doing much anyways. There's just not a whole lot for her to do. It looks like she's just cleaning up behind these guys. Very soon here, we're going to get a... Actually, I could probably do it now. Let's see. Production. We want a stonecutter's table. And we can throw that down just about anywhere. I might just put it here. Let's do it up against the wall. I think that makes more sense. It's not going to be permanent by any means, but we'll get one of those in. Just so that we can start cutting some of this granite into usable blocks. Because I do want to tear down all the walls and rebuild them with granite. We'll put a stool in there just to make them work a little bit faster. And eventually, by the way I do these plans is I do the rooms with the planning things, and so everything that's not marked is a wall. Those walls will get dug out and filled with stone blocks that we cut. But for right now, we're just going to kind of dig the rooms out and we'll worry about defining the walls later. Okay, we're getting a lot of steel. I don't think steel is going to be an issue for a long time, if ever. I am still running the quarry mod, by the way. I don't know how extensively we're going to use it, but I do think it will play a role. I was thinking maybe if we dug a little bit of this out, we could drop it in right there and just have an outdoor one. I found it's a lot easier to do outdoors than indoors. In the 40k playthrough, we have an indoor... Actually, in 40k and Star Wars, we have indoor ones, and they are very hard to work around, especially to work into a base build. But in an area like this, I can plop it down like right here, and... Man, we're getting a lot of animals over here. Do I want to tame an Arctic wolf? I'm just worried that it might attack us if we fail. But I wouldn't mind having an extra dog to help out. Although there's not a lot of hauling going on right now, so maybe we'll wait. Food's a little bit more scarce than people who can haul are. And then I haven't decided what I'm going to do for floors yet. I could just smooth the stone. That is an option, but I don't know if that's what I want to do. I might do... We have a lot of options, because, excuse me, I am running more floors. I was thinking maybe doing stone slabs, and then maybe some sort of wood. I was trying to think of like what would look very like World War I. And these barnwood floors, or barn board floors, do look a bit rough. I think they would be kind of nice. But that would be very costly wood-wise. We'll see. I probably won't do the entire base 1 floor either. But who knows. Alright, so everybody's asleep. Nolan, how you doing, man? Looks like he'll be fine. No infections yet. He is a bit hungry. Nobody fed him dinner. We did see him eat, like, maybe breakfast. So he has been fed. And we'll need to get him clothed pretty soon, because it is going to start getting cold. It actually already is fairly cold, so we'll want to make sure of that. We also need to start hunting. I think that's something we're going to want to do. So let's look at production. We're going to have to do a field stove, because we just don't have the ability to do electricity right now. I haven't decided how I want to do that, because solar panels don't feel really, I don't know, lore friendly here. It's not lore, it's history, but anyway, solar panels don't really fit the period, do they? So I was trying to figure out if I wanted to use them or not. We could use like chem fuel and wood fire generators, but those are really inefficient. So I haven't decided how I want to do that. And wind turbines, I'm not sure on either. So let's see. I was hoping for some more like World War I era production stuff, because I know there's, maybe it was under furniture? No. There's supposed to be a few like industrial age cooking things that we can use. Maybe it was under temperature. There it is. Cooks meals and produces heat. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Why is that under... I mean, I guess refrigerator makes sense. And this does output heat. So we'll drop one in here. And that'll be what we cook with. And we'll start doing a bit of hunting, just so that we have simple meals kind of supplementing the packaged survival ones. Probably should have done that earlier, but it's a lot to do. It's a lot to do early on, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. What do we want to call our base? Cooper thinks we should give our faction a name. We are... So, I talked a little bit about this in the last episode, but the Kaiser Reich is the faction that the mod adds, which is like the World War I era Germans. And I've basically tacked on my own equipment to that mod. I didn't actually add a faction, but obviously that's because we're the player faction. So we are the Royal Empire, which is sort of like vaguely British, but in sort of like a diesel... Somebody corrected me in the comments, by the way, so thank you for that. It's not steampunk, it's more diesel punk. But anyway, we're sort of like a diesel punk analog to the British, Empire during that time. So, we're either the Royal Empire or His Majesty's Royal Army, because that would just be the army of that, empire. Let's go with that, because that's a little bit more specific. So we'll go His Majesty's, hopefully I spelled that right, Royal Army. And Cooper thinks we should give this community a name. What to call it? Outpost something or other. Outpost Bender? I don't know. Outpost... I think we already have an Outpost Bravo in one of our playthroughs. I'm just going to call it that. We can always change it. I think in the dev tools you can change these, so I might do that later. But for now, His Majesty's Royal Army, Outpost Bravo. And we are low on food. Well, good thing we are working to remedy that. Oh, there we are. Somebody should build that. It looks like Petit's already on it. Good for you. And then we'll look at what sort of bills we have available. That'll give Grace more to do during the day, because she is our primary cook. For the last little while, she's just been cleaning. Okay, so that needs to be refueled. Simple meals, fine meals, lavish meals. We can burn drugs. That's actually pretty useful. Then we can make wax, which is what candles and chandeliers are fueled with. At least some of the chandeliers. Let's just do cook simple meals. We'll say do forever, as long as we have the meat available. Unfortunately, we don't have a good way to refrigerate anything right now. So we'll see how that goes. And actually, I always forget to do this. Let's do it now. Do not use berries. Berries can be eaten raw. Potatoes can as well, but people don't like doing that. So cook the potatoes, eat the berries raw. What are you doing? I need you to refuel this first. And then we need to find some animals to hunt. Now, there's plenty of ibex around. So let's start with you. Gotta be careful because I don't want to attack the big pack of them. That could trigger, you know, a manhunter type thing. Not something I want to deal with this early, so gonna avoid that. There was a rat running around. Could eat him. Okay, so I've queued up the ibex that's been running around outside our base, as well as a few other small animals. And oh, apparently he just popped that. That was an impressive shot. He stepped out the door and just dropped that rat from a pretty good distance. He is damn accurate with that thing. I don't know if I gave you guys a good look at it. I mean, here it is. Here, it's just a bolt-action rifle with a long scope on it. And, wow. He's just running around hunting everything right now. But yeah, I tried to keep what we were hunting to a minimum because I don't have any way to refrigerate the meat or the meals. So I wanted to make sure that, you know, whatever we ended up with, we could eat in a reasonable amount of time. Come on, man. You got this. Grace and Bender. Okay. That's a weird couple. He's pretty old. And she is not. You know what? Just leave it alone. For right now, could you... Where's that squirrel you're hunting? This one? No. What squirrel are you hunting? Oh, that one? Don't worry about it right now. Just go collect your kills. Okay, smithing is done. Perfect. Let's see what that gives us. So we have an anvil. We can make tools and weapons. Let's see. Electric smithy, fueled smithy. Probably going to be using more of that. Wood burning stove. Don't know how different that is from what we currently have, but we'll see. From there, I think we're going to do the Great War, and then following that we'll do Trenches of World War I. Okay. What are you up to now, man? You're going to go dig? You killed a bunch of animals and just kind of left them. Right. Well, let's set up a new stockpile for that. And this is going to be animal corpses. Do not allow rotten. Okay. So hopefully somebody gets on that. He's going to go build that roof. Do I need to actively tell you to go pick those up, or are you going to do it? Oh, it looks like the dog's on it. That's always nice. Grace, what are you doing right now? Oh, you're actually going and getting the ram. Okay. Good on you. Oh, we need to be able to butcher these, though, don't we? Completely forgot. Completely forgot. So we need a butcher's table. I'm just going to drop it outside. Can't do it there. We'll do it here. I don't care if it takes a penalty. We're not going to be doing that much of it. Extracts usable metal from slag chunks and other mixed metal items. That's kind of cool, so we don't need the big smelter. Alright, so Petit is building us a butcher's table. Great. Let's go ahead and do butcher creature forever. Grace, what are you currently doing? I would rather you go do some butchering. And then we'll get some simple meals. Not a super efficient use of meat, but gotta do what we gotta do. Probably not a great idea to leave it on the ground either, but, you know, can't be helped. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try to forbid some of these, if I can. That way we'll preserve as many of these as possible for, you know, future caravan trips and whatnot. And hopefully they'll eat these. The problem there is I need a fairly constant supply of meat to keep that going. So I will go ahead and hunt some of these guys. Got a snow hare right there. We'll eat you. Anything else? I'll just kind of keep an eye out. I'm not going to eat the psychic drone. Wow. Getting a pretty early start on us there. I'm not going to eat the lynx or the Arctic wolf. Well, we might eat the lynx. But the lynx could be dangerous if we shoot it and don't kill it right away, so we'll see. Made some good progress over here, it looks like. Fleming's working away by himself. Cooper, what happened to you, man? Oh, you're helping Nolan? Alright, fair enough. How's Nolan doing? Looks like he'll be alright. You're just laying on the ground. Yep, work day's over. And Grace, what are you doing? Stargazing? Okay. I am going to expand our stockpile over here a little bit. And we'll continue to roof that off. That way, we can get these underneath something and they won't go bad. I don't know that they're going to be of much use. I think the uniforms require cloth specifically. So, to that end, we will need to... Who is on the verge of breaking? What's your deal, man? Oh, psychic drone, right. Rebuffed by Grace, decent barracks. Yeah, you got a lot of reasons not to be happy, don't you? Honestly, the psychic drone is the worst part of it, though. If that went away, he'd probably be fine. But I can't help that. He'll probably just go on a drug binge, which, because there's no drugs around, isn't going to really do much for him. We'll see, though. Alright, so our Great War tech is finally finished. Let's go ahead and take a look at what that added for us. Did it give us any new furniture? It looks like it did. This old lamp is new, I believe. Brightens the area a bit. Okay. Did it add anything here? Yeah, it gave us shoddy old cables. I don't know how those compared to like a power conduit, but it gave us some of those, and it gave us an old generator. And let's see, throw in logs to keep generating heat to turn the wheels. Not your best option, but it is a cheap one. Produces a lot of heat. Okay. It's fairly large. I think it's bigger than the wood fire generator. That looks like 2x2. This is at least 3x2, so yeah, it's a little bit bigger. We'll probably just use this one instead. What else did it give us? Trenches. We don't have the actual trenches researched yet. All we can do is build the dirt in the no man's land. This stuff's really ugly, but the no man's land slows down people walking through it. So you want that in front of your trenches to, you know, keep the enemies from getting to you as quickly as possible. What about security? Gave us landmines. Sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. Oh boy. So we actually have to manufacture shells to produce these. Anything new here? Giant red cross. Drop in delivery zone. Interesting. Is that like an alternative to an orbital trade beacon, I wonder? I'm thinking it probably is. And then this, I think, is an alternative to the comm station. I would, again, think anyways. It doesn't really say. You would think it would in the description, but oh well. No new floors. We already checked that. Nothing new here. Anything new here? Ah, crafting tables and construction bays, so those are new. Machines of Doom. What exactly can we produce with this? Doesn't say. Kind of a cool wraparound bench, though. And then this will allow us to make basic weapons. What that is, I don't know. I'm thinking probably the old shovels and things like that, because we definitely don't have any fireworks research, or any firearms research done. I didn't mean to click that. I meant to click on this. So, let's see. We need gunsmithing in order to start producing simple weapons like the bolt-action rifle. That's one nice thing about making that our standard weapon, is that it takes, you know, fairly little research to actually get to. Then we have like blowback operation, which would give us the MP18. I don't know about the MP18 that we're actively using right now, because this is a different one. This is the one that I believe the Kaiser Reich is going to be using. We have a different MP18, and I'm not sure which one that falls into, but presumably by doing both of these, we'll be able to make them. And then finally, gas operation would allow us to start producing LMGs and MG08s, which is what the Kaiser Reich's going to be doing. Chain shotgun's not going to be using those. Precision rifling, I don't think we're even going to bother going that far. Yeah, we'll probably stop at gas operation. Not going to do miniguns. We'll probably do Gatling guns. We'll definitely do artillery. Let's see, lever action. We might do some lever action rifles. I haven't decided yet. But there's some stuff in there we might consider. Anyways, with that, we're going to go ahead and end the episode. I don't need that open. I will probably do a little bit more stuff off camera as I normally do. If anything interesting happens, of course, I will stop there and then show it on camera. But you guys probably don't need to see a bunch of mining happening. That's not the most interesting gameplay stuff, to be sure. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some RimWorld with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.